I'm often asked if we ever have used Hailuns in, and usually the answer is no, but today the answer is actually, yes, we do. I'm asked often, by the way, because people fall in love with them, and they're not actually terribly expensive. They're actually almost as cheap as pianos get as far as price, but they are so good. The quality is so high, but of course, I mean, people want to pay even less, and who can blame them? Okay, so this particular piano wasn't used terribly heavily. Let's check out the inside. In here you can see everything still looks basically brand new. Part of that, I suppose, is from the refurbishing that we did, but part of it is because this piano was not heavily used at all. So what I'm looking at here, if you look at the hammers are hardly used. Everything is just clean, beautiful alignment, and everything's properly regulated. Everything is just in excellent condition, as if virtually it were brand new. Something also that I'll mention, I've done other videos on this P series, which P stands for professional, which is the HU1P and the HU5P. This piano happens to be a 5P. I'll talk about a few little things that I've talked about, like I said, on other videos, but why not, since I'm here? So rather than referring you to those other videos, let's check it out. First thing, look down here. You can see the key bed is made of aluminum. And so what that is the foundation of the entire action and keys, the key bed. So it goes from right about here all the way across to right about here. It starts right about there and goes to, you know, the very front. So it's this large foundation of the action. That's what the action rests on, the keys rest on. So traditionally, key beds are made of wood, of course, which wood is great, but the problem is no matter how thick you make it, and traditionally the wood that they make it out of is very thick, 1.5 inches or 2 inches thick, somewhere in that neighborhood. Off the top of my head, I don't know the exact dimension, but it's very thick. The idea being that it will be just totally stable. That's what you want in a key bed. It has nothing to do with tone, has nothing to do with anything except it's just a piece of material to be solid that you never want to move and do any kind of warping or twisting or expansion or contraction, any of that for its whole lifespan. But of course, wood, it's impossible to prevent that. So Hailun was very innovative, and they made it out of aluminum, which of course aluminum is totally impervious to any of those kinds of humidity or environmental changes. And so that's, when I first saw that in 2010, I thought, genius. I mean, it's simple to make that out of aluminum, but I thought, wow, yeah, that should solve a lot of problems. I didn't have the, what would you say, the proof of it, but now that I have 15 years of experience, it's now 2025 when I make this video, yeah, it totally bears out. Second thing I would mention is it has A-graphs in the bass, which I'll skip you, or I'll save you with too much of an explanation, but basically it's been determined that the best termination of the speaking length of the string is A-graphs. It's a little bit more expensive, of course, to manufacture. Traditionally, they are just pins. Why don't we look at Hailun has pianos that are not, they're P professional, and this is how it's done. And this piano is still very good. It's up to their Hailun standards, which are quite high, but I would say this piano is minimally so, up to their standards. It just has those pins for the termination point. This has the A-graphs, which they're not the only ones that are doing this, but it really is pretty much just used on grand pianos and higher end uprights. And then the last thing that I'll mention, there are a few other things, but the last thing I'll mention, just to kind of keep this video hopefully relatively concise, is they have this full perimeter plate. So traditionally, the plate down here, it's triangular in shape. It has this strut that comes down to that corner, this strut over here that comes down to that corner, and then the one that goes across, and that's it. That's the direction of the tension. but then on this one you have these struts that go up the side, so it's a full perimeter plate, and the idea there basically is that that it's because the plate is the structure of the instrument, that it just provides that much more structure and stability for your tuning, and just the entire instrument is just that much more solid. Last thing that I'll say before playing this piano is this nickel. It has this nickel trim. Not only the decal here is in nickel, but also all of the hardware. So like the hinge here, this piece here, which is the slow fall for the fall board, is nickel. The continuous hinge there, the pedals. We do have covers on them right now, but you can see they're in like new condition. I think the people that had this piano, these are the original covers that came with it in 2016. So I suspect they've had those covers on the whole time, which is the only way that I could explain, unless they never played it, which actually, considering how good condition it was in, might be the case. That would explain how the pianos, the pedals are in such good condition, and then the casters, of course, also are nickel. So that's just a really classy look. I would say most of the black pianos that we sell are brass on their trim, on their metal trim, but every once in a while we come across one like this that has nickel. Oh, that sounds good. Really nice. Warm and rich and big. This is a 50-inch piano, which is a really good size, where the minimum of what I would recommend is a 48-inch. And 50 is all the better. Almost like a grand piano, like a small grand piano in terms of tone. Nice. If you can't have a grand, this is not a far cry. Fantastic piano. I think this one's going to go fast for the price of a used 5P. We don't have them very often, so if you're interested, I would say jump on it. Thanks for watching.